Alright, Albert. Alright, so, yeah. So now I'm gonna show you, everybody some basic strats and stuff in Black Widow. And Albert's here to help me out. And he's gonna make a port video after this. So you can watch his video for strats after this. So I'll link it in the video. Alright, so to start off, let's say you have 5v5, which I assume you're doing, instead of like 8v8, which kind of messes everything up, but okay, 5v5. So let's say the most common place to watch in the beginning would be mid, because they could rush mid ramp, and there's also usually the sniper battle here and stuff. So in my opinion, you should get a mid player if you want to play like just a basic setup. You should have at least one guy mid who keeps an eye middle. But in my opinion, you should not peek the window because it's their advantage. There's just too many angles to watch. So you should probably drop down and maybe like watch from here and then move up like this. Play cautious, and then you should also keep eyes on. Come on, Bert. You should keep eyes on long A. So what we do is we send out at least one guy who peeks long A like this, and if they push, we usually see flashes like bounce off the wall. Albert, throw a flash. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so you gotta dodge that, and sometimes they throw nades over here too. So yeah, and that comes around. The nades come around right about the time you're here, so you have to avoid that. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys next round what else to do with the other sides. But if there's anybody long A, you usually want to fall back and then take a B. That's the most common thing to do. But if you want to fight them, then you should have at least more than one person here, because there's usually 2 or 3 people pushing. So yeah, and I'll show you the rest of the stuff next round. Yeah, I'm gonna show you like what to do at B, and we could just nade ourselves. Oh well, it's already 0 seconds. All right, so yeah, so you want to send out. Let's say you start off with a guy in middle, and a guy. Let's say for this, put 2 long. You have 2 long. This is for a passive kind of setup, or like a basic setup for T side. You say you put 2 long, 1 middle, and then come Albert to B. And you send 2 guys who can either sit at ramp and chill and keep an eye on B if they push out or not, or they could push up slowly if they're not pushing and take control of bridge and water, which is really necessary if you want to have control over like all of middle, because they can see it from B connect, and in general this place is good to control because if they're here, it's a pain in the ass. So yeah, so if generally you have like a 2-1-2 going, 2 people B, 2 people A, and 1 mid, and that's the basic setup that you should work if you want. You could change it up. You go 1-1-3, so you send 1 guy B, 1 guy mid, 3 A, and it's not like you're pushing. You're just basically scouting. You go outside of every site and you just make sure they're not. You can get them off guard. Maybe they're peeking and stuff. So yeah, and come Albert. So for a B rush, Famous already made a video about this, but I'm going to say the same things, well, basically, but I'm just going to start with this. So, if you're taking a B rush, for example, you're going to want to keep an eye on B connectors. So what you do, easiest way to do it, is take a guy in spawn, and I'm going to run there right now. So you start off, and you take a person, let's say a sniper usually, he spawns and he runs right here, keeps an eye on mid-ramp, and if they're there, he'll know if they're in B connector. Nice, Albert. Nice
Yeah.
communication. I like that. All right. So yeah, and once you're here, they're a B connector. So you want to keep an eye on that from spawn instead of worrying about him here. Second one is the guys boost up on that box a lot in box room. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna have one guy. You should have one guy dedicated to watching that spot up there. If you just want to break it down like this. Albert, get up there. Yeah, okay. So they peek that a lot, at least competitive play. So you're going to want to keep one guy at least watching that, and just maybe pre-firing it, trying to get the guy. And the rest of you watch the bottom. You could also, a good idea is to pre-nade it as you're around this edge right here, so that if they push out, they'll get owned. The worst thing you can do is let him get into water. So don't let him get into water, because that gives him an amazing angle on you guys. So, alright, and I'll go over how the rest of B after this next round. So, I'll go to box room. Actually, go outside of box room. Alright, see, he's like right here. They get here really quick. So, if you do it quick enough, you can surprise the guys at B if you want to push it. Next thing is, the guy plays Okay, we call it heaven. So a good nade for heaven once you have control of water is you bounce it right there. Did that land there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
you throw a nade off there. Generally the box or probably the box is best. Bounces hits a guy. You basically want to use a nade 100% of the time because it does a lot of damage. The second one is if you want to flash box room, you can flash it like this. You know, something like that. Throw it like high up in the box room so it bounces and flashes the entire box room. That's a good idea. Um, and then you also want to check this corner. So don't go in without checking this corner for sure. Also, if you don't want to really peek window, but you can peek it from the box here. You probably have a better angle usually than the sniper if you do it quick. And keep pre-firing that if you're running in, because you never know when the guy's gonna peek. Oh, whoops.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what happens. You get random headshots like that, and yeah. So, and I'm gonna tell you what else to do at B. If you're taking B, you have like 5 guys here. You're gonna want to keep 2 guys probably on the back. So a guy, let's say a sniper, chilling here watching B connector. A guy like a floater basically. A guy who checks here, helps the guy B connector, and watches spawn. And watches his base, because he's like the main guy on the strat. He has to help everyone watch everything. So once you're in box room, the next spot is you want to smoke doors. And you want to flash. You don't actually have to do this, but the rest, usually we flash over. Just so they are outside of, if they're outside of doors, which they usually are, they get flash and they have to, well, they're delayed. You can also nade doors in case they're hiding in there, so you just throw a nade in there. Don't die. Alright, and the next spot, I'd say, is after you make sure there's no one in sight, like
Multi?
obviously peeking. Yeah, peek multi-box. If you peek it like this, can you see me, Albert?
Oh.
Yeah, so if you peek it crouched, you can basically see their head without them seeing you, and you'll know if someone's there. I would recommend dropping off right here, if you're the first person in, something like that, to peek this spot, and then the rest of your players should go out with you, like 2 here, maybe 1 out of the window. And they basically check there. The doors are smoked, so you have to worry about that. There, here, and there. Always check this. Never leave it like, oh, no one's there. Don't do that. Don't go into window like this. It's stupid. Unless you're going to frag. But usually it's a bad idea if you're like, if they have 5 men up or like 3 men. Because there's probably going to be a guy watching it. Alright, and that's basically all there is to be. A setup I have to take, you probably want to keep a guy here, a guy in sight, maybe a guy there, and a guy at double. And the guys in the back should just keep watching the back the whole time. Yeah, and that should guarantee you a take on B. Kill me, Albert? Actually, kill you. Stupid noob. Yeah. Alright. Okay, now, I'll give you, like, one more basic, the other basic take is A. The most basic take on A is a 3-2 split. So you take, 3 cat, 2 long. You could also mix up 2-3, but cat's usually hard to take. So what you want to do is you want to, you could get a guy, let's say here, and if they're playing on cat, you can nade off the wall up there, a bounce up right where Albert was standing up there. That could damage them. You'd also flash from down here, or you could do this. This is my favorite flash. Look at this. Bounces up, flashes right there. It's a pretty cool flash.
Really blind.
Yeah. So you do that or that. You get like one guy there, initially, and then you got the other 2 guys just chilling here, and then they run up, and you just basically you pre-fire that spot, and you watch this spot. And then if anything, there's a guy here, and you just gotta outshoot him basically. But that's what the cat guys do. This is a quick rush, by the way. You do it right off the bat. You don't wait because you can't give them time to realize what you're doing and rotate. All right, Albert, stay on like single box. Actually, wait. Come push up long. Pretend you're like rushing along and peeking it.
Okay.
All right. So the other 2 guys are gonna basically. Where are you, Albert? Okay, yeah. The other 2 guys are basically going to run up a long, and there's a chance that the other team's going to push. So you're going to want to watch out for that push, maybe nade it. You could smoke it if you want. I mean, it's kind of pointless. But nade it, flash it, or just pre-fire it. Either one. You can get a guy who goes through barracks like this, just as a surprise. or you can get two guys who just run out like this. And once you're in, when we play along, you want to watch side train, single box, which is what we call it, the slanted box, which is if they pop out, be wary of that. And then you want to move up and you keep, you want to pre-fire this side, the left side of the triple box, because that's where they usually peak. And then stairs. And you probably want to pre-fire stairs as well, but that's a hard shot, so work on that if you want. And then if the cat guys die, the guy usually hides behind first pillar, but you'll know that. And more important than first pillar is probably under cat, right there at elevator. So make sure you watch that. And also throw a smoke, so it bounces off here and covers under cat, so that when you're crossing, you don't get picked. And that should basically guarantee you an A site, as long as you also, of course, a window. Everyone knows that, so I'm not gonna even talk about that. But make sure they don't jump out and surprise you. And yeah, that's basic. That's just the basic strats on Black Widow. If you guys are interested, I'll make like another video, maybe more in-depth strats, maybe something like that. But I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you more. I'll show you nade spots probably in another video. There's some nades and flashes I could just show you guys. And now I'll just show you guys a basic CT setup. Come Albert. Come Cat. For basic setup for CT or GR as you'd call it, you probably want. There's a couple. Okay, come mid actually. Make it easier. You got a guy watching middle. Could be rifle. Could play up here maybe. Just to watch, you know, like the angles. Make sure they don't push middle. Nobody usually does. It's a hard thing to take. Watching cat cross. Don't peek window unless you're a sniper. And then the guys, you should have at least one at B. The one guy at B could play peeking early like that. You know, shoulder peek. Make sure anyone's there or not. Then or else he can play like heaven. Just watch it clearly. Make sure no one's pushing. If they are, in my opinion, you shouldn't go fragging for them like frag. You should just drop off, throw a flashbang off the top, nade it, you know, delay them basically. That's for one person. And if you want two people, you guys have to play together. So maybe you play one guy over here, for example, and another guy at this box, gay box, whatever. Or the guy can play heaven and the other guy can play gay box over there. It's up to you. That's that. And for A site, come Albert. You have two players left, 2 or 3 players left. If you have 3 players left, you should get a guy to watch long, maybe from like right here. Keep an eye on that right here, maybe from steps, and then 2 cat. So you get 2 guys to sit here and watch cat. Watch middle, watch cat. Maybe smoke it up, make it difficult for them to see you. They flash. If they flash, get nade ready, nade it, pre-fire, easy kills, and that's that. So that's just my basic overview of Black Widow. And if you guys are interested, I'll make some more videos. Maybe probably make some nade spots and stuff like that if you guys are interested. And yeah, and I'll cut it short at that so that I don't go too long. That's basic spots to watch, basic takes and stuff. And alright, so I'll give it over to Albert. He's gonna do a port video right now. So I'll see you guys on YouTube.